My name is Carolyn, and I talk to the spirit world. Travel with me to a dimension filled with love, light, and joyful surprises. Welcome to Carolyn's Psychic Playroom.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Carolyn's Psychic Playroom. I'm so excited to be back here with you for another episode. This is, of course, Carolyn Marie Wilkins here. And I don't know if you've noticed, but I have changed my background. I'm sitting in front of the flag of my great aunt Marjorie. She had her own music school back in Brooklyn, back in the day, 1930s, and this was the flag for the J. Marjorie Jackson School of Music and Art. And I'm so honored to be able to have this flag now, and she inspires me every time I sit with her. So hopefully she will inspire you too to get up, to get out, to do great things today. So speaking of great things, I have as my wonderful guest on this month's episode of the Psychic Playroom, the amazing Deborah Romero. Deborah is a psychic, a medium, a teacher, and above all of those things, she's just the most warm, wonderful, bubbly, and fun person you will ever want to meet. And I'm going to be interviewing her a little bit later on in the program to talk about her mediumship, her teaching, all of the different projects that she's doing. So I know you can't wait for that. But I always like to open up the program with a little bit of healing for all of us gathered here. As you know, the last couple of months, I've been sharing my relatively new offering, which is called Akashic Piano Trance Healing. And what this does is combine my gifts as an Akashic reader of the Akashic records, the psychic gifts, with the piano. As you will soon see, I'm sitting in front of my piano, and I am in a state of trance as I offer it to you. Not a deep trance, a light trance, but I'm definitely in an altered state as I channel this music, which comes from my ancestors to you for the purpose of healing. Hence, Akashic Piano Trance Healing. And to get us started and sort of set the tone for what the healing will be about today, I've brought my Akashic Record Tarot cards. These are the wonderful cards of Sandra Taylor. And yes, let me go ahead and shuffle a card. And I'm asking, as I always do, what does our collective need to know this month, the month of November? What do we need to know? And I'm shuffling here and asking for my ancestors, guides, and spiritual supporters to pick the card that will be most helpful for you in terms of what you need to know for the month of November. And I will say, remember that these cards have very kind of broad meanings, so you interpret it in the way that speaks to you. These cards are going to speak to you no matter where in time you watch it, no matter who you are. Its intent is to be a reading for the collective. So here I'm shuffling. Now I'm just kind of spreading the cards out a little bit and pulling one. And this card is the King of Roses. What a beautiful card. So what that card says to me is roses are desire. Roses are all about our desires, our heart desires, the color of the heart, and the king, the ruler of your heart. And what I will say is that those things that you have mainly, hopefully, been sort of wishing or thinking, gosh, I wish this could happen. I'd like for this to happen. I have a dream for this to happen. This season, this month, is going to be an opportunity for some of those things to actually manifest in your life. But remember that you are actually the king. You are the king. You are the ruler. So be careful what you ask for. Be careful what the desires of your heart are, because when they come true, it's only you have only yourself to blame, so to speak. So be clear about what you want. Ask the universe for what you want. Know that you have the power to manifest those things that matter in your life, and that spirit is going to support you in moving forward with these things this month. The desires of your heart, the King of Roses. And now a little piano trance healing music to support that. And once again, the energy of this music is completely channeled. I have no idea what it will be until it comes out. And the vibrations of this music will touch you where you need it most. The desires of the heart. The King of Roses for you and for all of us this month, the month of November. So if you would like to experience my piano trance healing in person, if you would like a psychic reading, or if you would like just to connect around many of my other offerings and find out what they are, please visit my website, www.carolynwilkins.com. And now I'm going to go ahead and introduce my guest for the month, Debbie Romero. So you're going to love her. Sit back, relax, and get ready to have some fun. This is Carolyn Wilkins, and I am sitting here with one of my all-time favorite people, the amazing Deborah Romero. She's a medium, she's a psychic, she's a teacher, and she's altogether just a fabulous person that I've had the privilege of getting to know. So, welcome to the Psychic Playroom, Debbie.
Oh, thank you so much, Carolyn, for having me here. It's a huge honor. And wow, what an introduction.
Well, but it's all true, right? So, I know that you're based in California. What part of California are you?
I'm actually in Oxnard, California, which is Ventura County. And for
Okay.
those in back east, we're usually an hour north of LA. So if we mention
Oh,
LA and we say north, they'll kind of get an idea more or less where I'm
I
near.
do. Good. Okay. And so tell me a little bit about how you got started on this journey of being a medium. This is not something that's just for everyone. This is something that everyone has, I think, a wonderful story about how they got going. When did you know that you were going to be a medium, that that was going to be your life's work?
Wow, that's a great question. Um, I will say in my 20s is when I really realized I can do this work. I didn't fully jump in until like the last 7 years, really embracing that. I would say with my anxiety, with the feelings of the sensations that spirit was imprinting upon me, I didn't realize it was actually spirit. So I sought help. I went to therapy and I talked to a
Mm,
therapist. I became a Reiki master. And prior to that Reiki master training, I was in a circle where I would get meditation and
mm-hmm,
that self care, self love really started for myself.
mm-hmm.
And the gifts just started to unravel. It really is true when someone says, when you heal, there are treasures.
Yes,
And
yes,
these are my treasures as I continue to heal. So
nice.
I would say 20 years in my 20s is when I
Wow.
believed I really thought, okay, I can do this work. But, there's not that many people that advertise this and say, let me help you.
Mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
with time and growth and all that unraveled with the right people that spirit brought in my path, and you are one of those people that were brought
Oh,
to my
you're
path.
too sweet. But
Yeah.
yeah, well, this is exciting. And I do think it's interesting that you point out something. You actually came to it because you had your own sort of need for healing. And I think
Yes.
this is true for many of us.
Mhm.
We don't start off just saying, I want to be a medium. It's more like, I need healing. I'm not well. I have issues, I have
Mhm.
problems, and how can I get help? And then through
Yes.
searching for these different things, we find people who can help us, and then we discover that we have a gift. So,
Yes.
would you say, I know that you do many things, but I actually don't know this about you. Would you say that you're primarily a healer or more of a medium? And if so,
Mm.
what kind of medium? Or a psychic? There's all, and for people who are new to this whole kind of thing and these terms, a psychic we usually think of as someone who works on the soul to soul level, versus a medium that we usually talk about being someone who speaks to the departed loved
Mhm.
ones. And then a healer obviously heals people. But
Mhm.
all of these things can be kind of interconnected, and all of
Mhm.
us, many of us, do all of those things. Do
Yeah.
you have one that you would consider like your specialty, so to speak?
You know, the way you put it, I love the way you explained how mediums talk to their loved ones, but we
Mm,
also, as a medium, we are also healers.
yes.
My primary was healing. My
Hmm.
primary go-to was healing. But I also used my mediumship as I began to heal, as we connected to the ancestors. If we soul journeyed and we journeyed with your ancestors, we didn't just give healing, or I did not hold space for you to just get healing for your soul. It's whatever shows up at my door is what you're going to get. Spirit
Mhm.
knows what the soul is ready for, and so I'm holding space for whatever comes through that door for that person. So every person and every client is different, whether it be an upgrade, a DNA upgrade, whether it be something emotional, mental, physical that they're working through. I actually am one that uses all three things with my clients. So I use my psychic connections, I do the mediumship, and I do the healing in my readings.
Oh,
So when you come to me, I just call in spirit to do the work in that reading. So
so.
if you're here, if it's right there and that splinter's there, why not, right? Why not?
Mhm.
If
Mhm.
spirit can come and blend with them and do that work, I really, that is my goal, is to have them empower themselves, to strengthen themselves so they can go within and do this work the way they are taught. So they're leading with tools as well.
Yes, yes,
Mhm,
I love that. And
mhm,
so you're not really strictly like, oh, I only do this or I only do that. You're much
mhm.
more saying, I just take them as they come and I'm guided how to help them. And so it will
Yes.
be according to the needs of the
Yes.
people that come.
Yeah, everyone is different. And so my guides will
Hmm.
tell me, if we need a soul journey because of trauma, my guides will say, no, they're not ready. Like, not yet. So I
Mm-hmm.
will need to go that one layer extra. And it's so interesting. We're talking about this because I was telling a girlfriend yesterday, I said, I think I'm going to create a course that once a month, if you really want a soul retrieval or the soul healing, you got
Mm-hmm.
to commit to coming to me for 3 months before we even do that,
You
because
know,
there's dedication
yes, yes. And
and
I
the
was just going to follow up on that because I know that often we talk about, well, what we can offer a client. But I think also that I know for myself, the longer I do this work, the more I'm aware that it's really the client who is doing the healing and doing the work. And there are certain almost requirements
yes.
for a client in order to be successful. So, could you talk a little bit about that? Like, if someone comes to you for a session, do you kind of explain to them a little bit about what they are going to have to do? Like you just mentioned, this 3 month commitment type
Yeah.
thing.
So the beginning of COVID, I have a great team of people that I've connected with, and I have a circle that I've stayed with, that have followed me, and we've worked together through the whole COVID. Actually, the program was broken down first, 21-day jumpstart rev up. And when I got that, it was like, let's rev up, jumpstart your vehicle, your vessel.
Mm,
Takes 21 days for us to create a change in a habit.
yes.
And I was in that course with them. Let's change this.
Mm,
Let's go through the chakra system. Let's go through the aura. We were going through the basics.
mm-hmm.
Then from there, we went into the self care and self love and just really nurturing our soul, our traumas.
Nice. Mm-hmm.
And then we journeyed. On
Mm-hmm.
top of that, then we went into the spirit world. So
Nice.
we actually had a layer at a time. And these group of women and men have been with me for the whole year.
Nice.
And so it wasn't just, let me see what I can do and what I'm going to learn and be all magical. It was,
Mm-hmm.
let me get to the root of my problem. Let me find out
Yes.
what is my issue. What am I working
Mm-hmm.
through? And I
Yes.
also gave them an opportunity to integrate. When we're doing the healing, it's going to
Mm-hmm.
bring things to the surface. It's going to
Yes.
bring the emotions, the layers. And so
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
as we met once a week, you got to remember, 21 days. I worked with them every day on 21
Wow.
days, every
Yeah.
day. And it
Yeah.
was dedication on their half and on my behalf.
Mm-hmm.
We were
Yes.
on, we were called to say, own it. I'm here to
Mm-hmm.
own it. Let's do it. We dove
Mm-hmm.
in it and we worked
Mm-hmm.
through it. And
Yeah.
it's just been a blessing to watch them
Yes.
grow from it, though. So
Oh, that's
cool.
exciting.
So cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Nice. Good for you.
so everyone is different. Yeah.
Hmm. And the idea that people need to be invested in their own healing. I think so many times people come to a psychic or a medium and they just want to be passive and let the healer heal or the psychic read their cards or whatever. And what you're saying is, no, we need to invest and be willing to make a commitment and do some work. And it has certainly been my experience that only if we're willing to do that does real change come about. So
Yeah,
that's exciting.
it
So
is.
tell me what other things. So you have this circle, and you're also working with my friend, the amazing, the magnificent,
Oh,
the wonderful
magnificent.
Paula Mary. Tell me about that work, what you're doing.
Paula's been a true godsend to me.
Mm-hmm.
Both of you actually were aligned for me as I was growing through my shift and my change. I said, okay, Spirit, now who can I go to for my healing
Yes.
or my soul to be
Mm-hmm.
held space for?
Mm-hmm.
And I came across you and I came across Paula.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize Paula was checking me out also. So the spirit
That
is what you're seeking is also seeking you. So it's kind
it's
of,
it.
it was awesome
Mm-hmm.
that we were able to connect in that way. And I have grown, I have learned, I have been in awe, and just her and I, we have done so many healings, just as you and her. We
Mm-hmm.
work together once a month, every 6 weeks. We offer to give back. It's a $35 fee, which is a reasonable fee for someone who wants a psychic surgeon who
Of
has
course.
a team of surgeons that have been
Exactly.
experienced for over 30 years, where she
Mm-hmm.
can come in and say, physically, let me go in here and see what's up. And then
That's
I
right.
get to go in and I get to go on that soul to soul level and let my
Nice.
guides go in and do the healing as well. So
Nice.
it's been a perfect blend. And we've been doing
Mm,
that for a couple, I would say over 4 or 5 months now. I want to say that we've been
nice.
doing that. And
Mm,
we've actually created a circle together where we taught others to how to clear their energy, how to
nice.
protect their channel, how to
Mm-hmm.
open and close, and then how to
Mm-hmm.
make that connection. So we've been working on how to bring the layers back. Again, here we go
Nice.
with the healing.
Nice.
We are going through things, the times are harder, the
Mm-hmm.
vibrations different. We have to
Mm-hmm.
push harder as energy workers, healers. How do we protect our energy from that denser work, right? That's out there that we got to level it
That's
up.
right. That's
So
right. Level it up. You
so we were
said it.
leveling it up, girl. We
Yeah.
were pulling the layers back, and
Ah.
it's been awesome. So
Well, that
awesome.
is exciting. And so, when is the next event that you were telling me of something in September that you're going to
Oh,
do?
okay. So I have two classes.
Mhm.
For those that are in California, I was guided to do a class called the New Level. The New Level is very much similar to what me and Miss Paula taught, where we're going to go into the protection and grounding techniques, tools.
Nice. Good.
I also want to incorporate setting up a space and clearing your space before we start. So
Yeah.
that'll be first and foremost. Then we'll go
Mm-hmm.
into the grounding protection, the
Mm-hmm.
opening and closing.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, we'll talk about the senses, the clairs. How is spirit talking to us? How
Right.
do we need to not ignore those signs that are
Mm-hmm.
coming in? And
That's
then we'll
right.
make that connection. So that's the little
Mm-hmm.
course I set up starting September 8th, and that's going to be at
Okay.
6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And
Okay.
then Miss Paula and I will start it up for our little advanced students, where we're going to go into making the connection and blending and doing readings, which will
Nice.
start October, I believe, 28th to
Hmm.
December 2nd, every Thursday. And that is 10:30 Pacific Standard Time, 7:30 p.m. UK time. So
Wow.
we've been busy. We've been
That's
busy,
what
busy,
I'm saying. Yeah, but it's exciting. And so, how do people find you? Do you have a website? How can people sign up for these things? Where should they go?
Okay, so I don't have a website, but I can be found on Facebook, or I
Okay.
can also be found on Instagram, which I just got. So
Okay.
Facebook, I am Medium Deborah Romero. And
Okay.
so that's Facebook. And you'll see a lot of my ads there. And you can simply email me at debbiesromero805@gmail. And I'll
Okay.
reply back to you, hook you up, or just simply message me and say,
Mm-hmm.
Debbie, I want to join. I want to be part. And I'll be like, yes, girl, let's get you in. And then for Miss Paula's class, you can email the psychic clinic at AOL.com, and she will
Exactly.
include you into her circle that we have set up. But we
Mhm.
also have some really cool stuff that we've been doing once a month. I get to be her host on the psychic clinic on her YouTube channel. So we got a new
Oh,
YouTube channel.
oh
Hey.
my gosh. So also they can look for you on YouTube as well.
Yes, 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 under the
Oh,
Psychic Clinic. So we've been, the Psychic Clinic YouTube is with Paula Mary and I. And what I love about this, you can do this in your own time. It's replayed, it's recorded, you can go back.
that's
And
right.
Paula is about teaching,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm very much with her on that.
Yeah,
It's about informing, educating, giving
that's right.
tools back to help
Mm-hmm.
one go through whatever they're shifting or
That's
working
right.
through. And
That's
the
right.
beautiful thing about it is our world is filled with so many light workers and healers and mediums and psychics, and everyone
Mm-hmm.
has a different technique that they can bring to the table.
Yes, true.
And everyone's ideas, if it resonates with you, you're gonna be like, oh man, I'm all over that. Let me write this down. And that's what
Yes.
that's what her intent for this platform is, to set a space for those who want to learn and who
Mm-hmm.
can receive messages at the same time, and
Nice.
be able to be educated on, like, oh, I like that medium, let me follow, let me see what they got going on. Like,
Yeah.
it gives an open door for someone to say,
Nice.
okay, that works for me.
Nice. Nice. And this is wonderful. Also, what I like is what you said, the open door. You have a very sort of open-minded policy. You're not saying it has to be this, it has to be that. I only work with people who follow this technique or this method. You're allowing for it to be open, and you're allowing people to even just explore, not just for you and Paula, but other mediums as well,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. It's, um, that is what it's about, Carolyn.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone is going to be different for that
Yes.
person. And
Yes.
what resonates for that soul, maybe
Mm-hmm.
this person's story is not the same story. They can't work
That's
through
right.
that story with them. And
Mm-hmm.
that's the beauty of having others and their colors and their lights to be
Yes.
embraced differently.
Yes.
That's why there's so many of us. Yeah. And I
Yes.
think that it's important. I think
Yes.
it's very important that you honor not only the mediums and the healers, but the person for where they're at in their
Yep.
own journey as
Yep.
well.
Yep. That's very well said. Well, wow, that is super exciting. So, any big plans to either write a book or launch a thing or maybe have a radio show of your own? Any other things like that you're thinking about, Deborah?
You know, I always have been told, write a book. But
Yes.
when the time comes, I feel like, when the time comes, I feel like it'll happen.
Mm-hmm.
In regards to the radio show, I get to be a host with Paula Mary. So I am on the
Yeah.
radio. We are in
Good.
Pulse Talk Radio UK. So that has been part of some radio activity that I've been getting. So
Good.
I'm
Yep.
getting my toes in there and my fingers in there.
Yes.
So, it's not that easy. When you really start to embrace who you are and you're putting it out there in the social media, there is
Mm-hmm.
real work behind the scenes. There's
Huge.
technology. There
Yep.
is, I remember you saying, I got to get that mic. Let's go.
Yep.
I got to get
Yep.
that mic. And
Yep.
so I believe I'm ready. And I'm ready for that. I love what I do.
Mm-hmm.
If the right person comes and it's something I can manage and I can do, hey, I'm here. Hey.
Absolutely. Well, I love your energy and I love your enthusiasm, and I'm sure that the people watching you can see the great vibe and sparkle that Debbie brings to everything she does. And I have worked with her. I know she's a terrific medium. So, yeah. So, one last time, tell the people so they can find you on Instagram. What's your
Yes.
Instagram handle?
Transcend with Debbie is on Instagram. That is my
Okay.
group that I created on Facebook. And you will
Okay.
actually find me go live. I'm going to go live on Instagram. That's an open to the public. So that's going to start to happen. My Facebook page, Medium Deborah Romero, I will go live. And I do a lot of like mediumship readings. I'll do a little bit of like, hey, what's up? Talk to me, a little bit of Q&A. And
Hmm.
then in my Transcend with Debbie Facebook group, I actually have amazing guests. And we have you coming on the 24th, where we're going to
Oh,
talk about that frequency piano music that I just
yes.
eat up. I love it.
Yes.
My
That's
soul
coming.
loves it. And for those, vibration, this is what it's
Yeah.
about.
It's
We
all
are a
about that.
vibration. We are a
Yes,
vibration.
that is truth. And it's all about raising your vibration so that you can bring even more joy and more healing into your life.
Yeah.
Debbie, thank you so much for spending a little time with me here on the Psychic Playroom. This has just been a wonderful interview. I'm super excited for you and for all your projects. And yeah, um, look for Debbie on Facebook, Transcend with Debbie, right?
Yes. Yes.
And on Instagram as well. And her course beginning September, in early September, and then the advanced course with Paula Mary in
Mhm.
October. So,
Yeah.
how exciting is that?
Yeah, I'm really, really excited. I'm very blessed to be able to be a conduit for spirit and just to be able to be here to hold space for everyone. And we're just growing. I'm going
That's
to
it.
grow with everybody that comes with me, and I'm just embracing it and eating it all up. So I thank you, Miss Carolyn.
Well, thank you so much for being my guest. And yeah, say goodbye.
Goodbye. Thank you for having me,
You
beautiful.
are
Mwah.
welcome. I hope that you all enjoyed that interview. I certainly enjoyed it. Every time I talk to her, my spirits lift. If you would like to find out more about Debbie, what she's doing, where she's doing it, she's always got a million things going on. She is totally accessible on Facebook and Instagram. If you look for her, you will find her, Deborah Romero Medium. And if you message her, I know that she will write you back. She's very, very responsive, very easy to connect with, and as you have just seen, a lovely, lovely person. So, we have come to the end of yet another episode of Carolyn's Psychic Playroom. I hope that you've enjoyed it as much as I have. Once again, I'll remind you of our card for the month, the King of Roses, your desires, and the possibility to manifest those desires this month, the true desires of your heart. And so I wish you all a wonderful month of joy, of wishes fulfilled, and I will talk to you again soon. This is Carolyn Wilkins signing off for now.
Thoughts are things with the energy to make life better for you and for me. Touch the light.